Okay, in this video, we're going to cover Identity's theme options panel. And the theme option panel actually controls a lot on the home page, specifically what's showing up here in this section, this featured area here, as well as this featured area and a few other sections. All right, so let's go to the back end. We're going to check out theme options, which we find right here. Okay, and of course you can have this section where you can upload your logo, your favicon, that kind of a thing. We have our meta section where you can actually do your SEO keywords for your meta and your description. We have our footer section. All right, so what we see right here is this quick little slogan of text. This text right here is what's showing up right here. Okay. Below that, we have a copyright, of course. Next is our subscribe section, our subscribe block for collecting an email, which we have right here. So if I turn this from show to not show, save this. Let's refresh. Okay, now it's not there, so we can show that or not show that. It's up to you. All right, and then the box below that, right here, this is for where the actual email is being sent to, who's receiving that. So, you know, your mail at mail.com, whatever your email address is to collect that. This is not set up with Constant Contact. It's not set up with MailChimp or whoever else. This is just a generic standard email that you receive, so you're responsible for collecting that information. Next section, and a little more important, is the featured blocks, what we call the featured blocks. And that are the sections I just pointed out in the beginning of this tutorial, this video, which are these boxes here, this section, and then right above that, right below the banner, this section here. Alright, so first thing, you would have to have categories made. So assuming you're making your blog post, you're making your content, you're going to have categories that you create. So the first section, section 1, is this one right here. So what you want to do is select up to 5 categories for this section. So you set your categories, and when you make a post, simply check one of these categories and it will then show up in here, in one of these sections here. Same thing for the section below that. Select up to 3 categories for featured section 2. Featured section 2 is this section right here. Same thing, select your 3, 1, 2, 3, make a post, make sure you select this in the category post, and it will show up automatically in here. Next, we have our category feature block section, this right here, this block, and then this select count. These go together, and that is for this section here. So we can actually have 6 or 3 blocks. So first thing is I can turn this to 3 and only have it show 3. Refresh this, see now I'm only showing 3. So you have that option, as well as the same up here. We need to select a category, but this one only runs off 1. These run off multiple. That section runs off 1. So simply select the category you want to use. I'm using latest news as mine, and then I want 6 to show. Let's refresh this, make sure we got 6 back on there. And there we go. Pretty easy. Alright, next, within the theme options, we have layout settings. You can set your hyperlink color, so as you make an article and a post and you make a link, This is where you can choose the color. If you don't choose anything, it's going to go to the template default. Next, we have a hyperlink underline. Do you want an underline to show up under your hyperlinks? Yes or no? We can select that, as well as your hyperlink hover color. You can change that. And last but not least, hyperlink hover underline. When they hover over, is there going to be an underline or not? Which is different than an underline already being there. It's only on hover. So we can select that to show or not to show. Next are the social settings. Your Facebook URL, your LinkedIn URL. If you add these URLs, these addresses in these boxes, then your icons will show up right here. If you don't add them, these do not show up. Next is our typography. Here you can actually choose the fonts, a section of font for your headings, your H1, your H2, etc., as well as the colors for these fonts. All the way down to your paragraph text, as well as your color for your paragraph text. Okay, that'll do it for the theme options panel.